There's a forward short leg in. It's Ollie Pope. There's a slip and a leg slip, and he's top edged that. England are sure. Stokes is sure. Leach looks crestfallen, and the umpire has little interest in it at all. Umpire Goff.
Wow. Stokes is expressive.
Yeah, he's
the one who caught it. He's pretty sure. He's captain now as well, so he can make a decision. I think that's it.
There's going to be a team conflab. The decision has been reviewed, so they've already made that decision to review it.
Well, now it'll be interesting because they'll have to review for the LBW as well, won't they? And I don't think that's too far off LBW. Might be turning too much down leg side, but I think they're going up for court.
Well, we'll have a look at it again. Third umpire is Rob Tucker. It catches the arm, I'm afraid, and the leg was outside leg. And
it wasn't outside leg, but it was going down.
Well, it was going down, and we will move on. Stokes, how did you describe it, Donna? Expressive,
yeah.
Expressive.
Manic, I think would be more the
the
phrase I might use. But yeah, I think
saw that all wrong.
I think England are in for disappointment here.
They are indeed.
He definitely caught it. He definitely caught it.
He did catch
excited about that.
Interesting that Nichols played that shot though. That was his second ball.
Yeah, looking to sweep
and sweep hard.
Crack on with things.
It was a reverse sweep.
It was.
So I think that they're still going to have a look at the LBW though, because it can still be leg before, even if it's arm before.
Well, it could be close to the back there actually, couldn't it? Let's see. That's probably what Stokes thought it hit.
I think the impact is definitely in line. Now, does it catch just the sweatband?
No, it catches the arm there.
I mean, given not out,
it's not going to be. It's going to be close.
Might be umpire's call, but still sliding.
Well, in that case, you wouldn't lose the review.
Well, you wouldn't. That's very true. Original decision not out. Let's have a look. The impact was outside off. Impact in line, and it is missing. Yep. Yeah.
So we lost the review.
Down. So
not caught. Not LBW. It's got miles down there.
And actually, well.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Well, that's a disappointment for England. It's a disappointment for Ben Stokes, who was utterly convinced. I mean, there's appeals and appeals and reviews, but you had a feeling that Stokes was 100% confident in that.
In and around about the ballpark of the Broad review, that one?
Well, yes. And Stokes' response to all that, of course, is to get his jumper off and do the captain's job and say, right, we need to get another wicket. We need them now. We've got to turn this game back in our direction, and I'm going to have a crack at doing it.
Now, I often believe, and this is just bullshit, but sod's law sort of thing. If you get a score in one innings, don't tend to get a score in another, and that's always obviously not true because some people do go and get big scores in both innings, but rarely does it happen.
Do.
And Mitchell and Blundell scored runs in the first innings, so if we can get through this wicket, we've got another two cheapies, I reckon.
Oh, well, I'm glad you mentioned those two, because you brought me on to my other little stat that I've been sitting on. Stokes pulled by Young, but pulled straight out to Matthew Potts's at deep mid wicket, and they will just get a single. 105 for 2. Henry Nichols yet to score. So those injury problems mean that before this game, 45 and 72, but that was back in April when he was playing for Canterbury versus Auckland. That's quite a while without any kind of cricket, let alone white or red.
Yeah, but this is one wicket or a track where you'd think this isn't a bad place to bat.
105 for 2.
Ben Stokes just looked like he was running around in the outfield there for a moment.
Well,
he's changed well,
then he comes around the wicket, up onto his toes goes Nichols, drops the ball to his feet. There is no run.
Yeah, initially I saw him running back and I thought, oh, he's trying to get another over him before tea, and then I looked at the clock and I thought it was 10 minutes before tea.
Is your stomach rumbling or something?
No, not at all. I'm having a beer. I'm having my first beer of the day, Tone. It's nice, it's sinking down.
You've waited till tea time?
I did wait till tea time.
That's remarkably
I know, I'm a changed
restrained
man.
of you.
I'm a changed man.
Stokes around the wicket. Left by Nichols. A good leave, that one. Not a Latham-esque, I'll leave that, oh, where did my middle stump go leave. That was a proper leave. 105 for 2. That other stat, you were talking about Mitchell and Blundell. 5th wicket partnership of 236. They missed the Trent Bridge Test match 5th wicket partnership record by 1 run.
Oof.
1 run, which is held by Dennis Compton and Norman Yardley against South Africa for England in 1947. Stokes, full, catches the pad of Nicholls, but well outside of the leg stump, and there will be no run.
Please tell me that we did read out Warren Davis's sponsored message on YouTube.
I don't know.
Well, if not, I'm sorry.
Why don't you give it another one?
Well, I'm not Messages though. I can't read it, but I'll read it, and then we'll get Messages to read it again to get double bubble.
Okay.
I love England cricket so much. They are by far the best side in the world. That's why it has to be read by Messages.
Oh, I got it. As this one, oh my goodness me, that leapt at Nicholls, who played it down, and it seemed to just, the pace of the ball just carried it almost onto his stump. Stokes has a knowing smile on his face. That can't have missed by much, Donny.
No, and I think he, in trying to stop the ball from rolling onto the stumps, he almost stood on his stumps himself. He's thrown his left foot back towards the pegs.
Well, anything could have happened. It was bat to pad, so that could have knocked the ball onto the stumps. He could have kicked his own stumps, and he came extremely close as wait for Stokes full, whipped towards mid wicket, no run. And he could actually have kicked the ball onto his stumps as well. So there's any number of ways that he could have played on there, none of which, as it turned out, came to fruition.
Warren says
in classic cricket style, it goes in the scorebook as a dot.
It does.
Yes,
105 for 2. Beth.
well, Warren says another tenner if Messi just reads his YouTube message whilst dressed in England kit. Come on, Messi, do it for the cause.
Oh, Messers.
Dr. Sousa says third Test match will be played at Headingley. It says our website states Trent Bridge. Okay, I'll change that. I must have been having an off day when I put it all in. Thanks for reminding. Joshua Letchford says Ben Stokes has bowled 7 no balls in this match in 24 overs. New Zealand have bowled 3 the entire Test series across 250 overs. That's 2,333% worse. And that's Ben Stokes and the entire New Zealand team. Jeff Perkins, next quick.
In comes Leach. Onto the back foot goes Will Young. Cuts towards Johnny Bairstow, who's on the cover boundary, and there's no run. Sorry.
Next, Quick Tony will be asking how gin can be slow.
As in SLOE.
Yeah.
Very good. Or was I supposed to have actually asked that?
I don't know.
Slow gin? No. From the slow berry. Hence the name. That was a lovely catch by. We're watching that replay of that Bairstow catch, which he judged
pretty well,
quite magnificently. 106 for 2, the lead 120, so 120 for 2. In comes Leach, edged or guided actually with a little bit of an outside edge down towards short third man. The man from slip goes chasing it. There is a slipper, leg slip, and a forward short leg for Jack Leach, trying to build some pressure.
Well, the other thing I might do.
I have a story about drinking gin at a ground in England, which I'll tell after Leach is over.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't. Is it a good story? Well, I'm sure it is.
I was going to say something. Why doesn't Leach try bowling over the wicket to the right-hander? See if he can get that rough outside the leg stump of the right-hander to kick across him. Maybe catch a glove, stick some.
He's really trying to work the fingers, spinning that ball. 2 slips to the right-hander, swept, and rather uppishly. Now, I'm not sure there's a man down that long leg. There isn't.
No, mind that though.
And it's going to be 4. Root goes chasing, but he's got no chance of getting it. It's 4 runs.
And I like this. Peter Ward's coming for another name of a ball, and I like this one particularly. Snifter, confusing leg break just before drinks.
Yes. I'm going to show him my snifter. I'm going to toss up my snifter. 111 for 2. Don't think that means much to New Zealand in the same way as it does to England.
No, probably not.
Do they have a magic number? 87 for Australia.
It's 87 for Australia.
111 for England, but I don't know if the Kiwis have one.
Kiwis? I don't know.
Anyone listening can tell us?
Number or whatever, Nelson. The equivalent.
66.
66. 2 slips and a forward shot leg. Oh, now that does look close. No, says Michael Goff. Quite adamant in his shake of the head.
I think it's going down leg probably.
I think Stokes is basically having a chat with Leach. hands in the ball back. I don't think that's going to be reviewed. England have just 2 left, having lost one not that long ago. We'll have a look.
Did it hit him on the full?
Oh,
no, he trapped it with his bat.
Trapped it with his bat and onto the toe.
Yeah.
So we will all move on. Those 2 slips and the forward short leg stand ready. Working from left to right, you have Folkes, Root and Pope. As this one's wide of off stump and left by Will Young, and there is no run.
Not really turning that much from there, though. Good bit of bounce, though. Still a good bit of bounce.
Oh, yes.
Don't really mind. It doesn't have to turn that much. Got drawn forward, though, and too much of the time they were able to sit on the crease or
onto the back foot goes Will Young. Is that the end of the over? It is. He does get through him. 111 for 2. Lead of 125.
Messenger says, "How dare you imply that I would own any England kit?" That's to that's to us and to
You've
Warren.
definitely woken the porn bot up now with that phrase. Lord above.
Roger Melly. Speaking of naming bulls, the always entertaining Kerry O'Keefe came up with the Rock Hudson bull. It looked straight, but it wasn't. Oh dear, oh dear.
That's quite amusing.
Roger Melly. Warren, he's baiting messages. He says he knows you're a closeted supporter. Well, you were born
Ben
English.
Stokes is going to come around the wicket to the left-handed Nichols, who gets up onto his toes and plays him down into the ground. There is no run. 82 miles an hour from Captain Stokes.
He says, Warren says he might not be watching at the time, so please feel free to cut it out of the recording and stick it on Discord for him.
Which one's this?
Messenger is saying he wants England to, whatever it is, he's got to say from YouTube.
Oh, I see.
He supports England in the best.
Stokes in
the world.
again. Short, pulled by Henry Nichols. Past umpire Goff at square leg. And I think that's not going to go all the way, because it's intercepted just in front of the backward square leg boundary by Alex Lees. Should get them 3. It does. Gets Nichols 3. He's off and running.
Talked about the snifter delivery. I like to think that the snifter, as well as being just before lunch, is an off-spin bowler who throws in a leg break. It's a leg break by a non-leg break bowler.
Could be anything. There's all sorts.
Stokes in. Forward comes Nichols. Pushed away towards mid-on. Jimmy Anderson fields. There's no run. 113 for 2. Well, I mean, isn't it traditionally your cocktails as the sun, towards the evening are sundowners, aren't they? Couldn't you bowl
Snifter's a little sort of sharpener, isn't it? It's like the same thing as a sharpener.
Yeah. But it's
going out to do a speech.
But it's any time of day, though, isn't it? A snifter.
Yeah,
you can have a little snifter.
It's a cheeky drink that no one else is seeing you have.
It's like the cheeky half as you leave the office and then you get home at about midnight. As in comes Stokes wide off stump. Left by Nichols. Not that I've ever done that, of course.
Of course.
Most occasions I never got home. 113 for 2. 127. That lead. England will won that. And hello, it's been signalled as a no ball by Pistol, who's looking quite dapper in his straw hat there.
How can Ben Stokes continue to bowl the no balls?
I'm sorry, Smokey, you were over the line.
Well, I'm afraid so. This one is squarely met and steered towards cover by Nichols. No run. I think he's striving for, well, he's only 82, so he's not super quick, but he does seem to be straining every sinew to try and get England that one more wicket, and trying to put the pressure back onto the Kiwis, who've done a fine job of wresting it back as this game has seesawed in terms of who has the advantage. Stokes comes around the wicket. Full! Nichols, I think there was a combination of pat and pan. That was probably going down leg. Definitely swung a bit, Donny.
Yeah, it did swing.
Yeah, it started swinging, but I got to say, my favourite part of all of this is Ben Stokes' facial expressions. Everything is either they're super close and he's giving a ooh, or he's just having a conversation in his head, and it's either hilarious or confusing, and he's got a squinty look and wandering around. It's great. I'd love to be inside his head.
It's all good theatre. 3 slips go down wide left by Nichols through to Folkes, and again there is no run. And that, I think, is going to be tea, is it not? Well, that went quick. 114 for 2 at tea. The lead 128. And New Zealand have lost Latham, of course, leaving a ball that he had absolutely no right to leave because it pegged back his middle stump. And subsequent to that, they've lost Conway, who pulled but was caught in the deep at mid-wicket by Johnny Bairstow, diving forward off Jack Leach to get him his first wicket of this innings. So at tea, New Zealand will go into tea on 114 for 2, and they will have that lead of 128 runs. Bear.
Tony, I've just snuck in for a sponsored read.
Oh,
on
brilliant.
YouTube.
Have you got your England kit?
Where's your fucking England kit,
where's your
Messi?
England kit, Messrs?
My England kit is at the bottom of the fucking ocean, and I'm not putting it on even for Warren. But I'll read it out. I'll say I love England cricket so much. They are by far the best side in the world, apart from all the other ones playing Test cricket. You didn't second that to it. And there's another one from Ravi Natarajan, which says, "Thank you, Bear. This fiver if Messi reads along with his patented hearty laugh." Well, I've got to say the thing that really made me laugh was the thought of Dono being inside Ben Stokes' head. I mean, that's enough to make anybody laugh, except for Ben Stokes, I suspect.
Well, there you go.
Oh, please.
Anyway,
it hurts me and it hurts Ben.
it's not Rob Andrew again. Lovely man that he
it's
is.
not Rob Andrew. I'm going to read out some last tweets.
Oh,
They've
right,
all
okay.
gone off the screen for me. So I'm not sure. Jeff Perkins says that South Africa have been purchased and rebranded. He sent a picture in South Africa. They beat India in a T20. They take the series 3-0. Christ. South Africa, maybe that's what he means. Leah, Carlton and cause of no whatever. There is something to the Bears' feeling about players only scoring in one innings of a match. They have, after all, only 2 instances of a triple and a ton in the same test by one single player. Tons in both innings aren't particularly common either. Jeff Perkins says, yes, Mr. Jez, may have been born English, but he's overcame this to lead a happy, normal, productive life. Well, yeah, the state of England at the moment, that's a fair comment.
He's a man who saw Ted Dexter bat.
What,
Grew
Messi?
up. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Disgraceful. Neymar Barton says, he's still in Mojave Desert, about to rappel down a 60-foot tower. Pictures to follow. Come on, England. Is he still out there with his students, I wonder?
400 of them, I
400
believe.
of them, yeah. Presumably in several buses.
I hope he brings 400 back, otherwise there'll be questions asked.
Well, well, indeed. Ravi says, I'd like to nominate the Hummer. A ball with so many revs on it, it hums menacingly through the air as it comes at you. I was bowled by one once, and the memory lingers. Yeah, I remember leg spinners in nets, actually. If they get a lot of revs, you can hear it fizzing down the net. I remember that. Joshua Letchford says, this is the last tweet before we go to tea. With that last over, I am stoked to say that the English captain, who has been recently no-balled, has bowled 8 no-balls.
Oh Lord, that's
Indeed.
That was a stretch.
a man trying too hard.
Yes. T, I don't know. I've just pulled up the pick one.
Okay, what are your choices? Give me the choices.
Oh, there's fucking loads of them. You'll have to just pick a name.
Well, that's really not helpful. Let me see. Jahanra?
No, we had her recently.
Well, there you go. See, pick one. I pick one.
Okay. All right.
If I can't pick the one I want, what's the point of asking me?
Okay. We'll pick her again then. Let me just sort that out. Talk while you do.
Well, Donny, it's late in your evening.
I'll very quickly relay my gin story.
Oh yes, the gin story. Yes, please.
The Old Trafford test in the 2019 Ashes, watching Steve Smith make a double ton, and the people behind us were getting sort of louder and more raucous throughout the day, and we started having a chat with them, and one of them said, "Oh, do you want some gin?" And I thought that they were going down to get drinks, and I said, "Oh, sure." And so they pull out a water bottle and pour me into my cup a gin and Ribena juice.
Yeah.
Because this person, their wife, she worked for a company that distills their own gin, and whenever they go to the cricket, they just get some water bottles and fill them up with gin, and sit there merrily drinking their gin. And so we were drinking essentially like straight-ish gin for the entire afternoon whilst watching Steve Smith twat the ball around. Wow. And it was glorious. It was one of the best days I've had at the cricket.
It was a perfect story apart from the Ribena.
Well, no, I don't mind Ribena.
Ribena
I was going to say it's a perfect story, except for obviously you being in Australia, you're watching Steve Smith clout it around. That's a fucking horror story, Dono. What are you on about?
There is that as well, yeah.
See, too much of that at that time.
Right then, indeed.
Let's go to tea. Johanna is on. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Until then, thanks, Dono, for today. See you later.
See ya. Good night.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Amy Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Guerrilla Cricket.
Not many players have witnessed the growth of Bangladesh women as closely as Jahanara Alam. She's represented Bangladesh since they were first awarded ODI status in 2011. She has captained her country in a world tournament and was selected in the ICC's World T20 team in 2018, having taken Bangladesh women's first ever T20 international fifer. Johanna is currently starring for the Falcons in the Fairbreak Invitational Tournament in Dubai. Johanna Alam, a very, very warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm extremely well, thank you for asking. I suspect your weather in Dubai is rather better than my weather in London, although it's not too bad. Let me start by saying, of course, that you can watch the Fairbreak Invitational live and exclusive on Free Sports in the UK, which is, of course, free to air. So, Johanna, how's the Fairbreak tournament going so far for you?
It's awesome. It's been awesome for me. I'm just doing good here. I'm so happy to be part of Fairbreak Invitational Tournament, and I'm so happy, and I'm very proud to represent my country here in Fairbreak, and thanks to Fairbreak for inviting me to taking part of this tournament.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about that and what that means. Actually, that's one of the things I want to talk to you about. But I mean, where are you at the moment? You're sitting third, I think, 2 wins from 4, so reasonably okay in terms of the way things are going. Have you had much experience playing in Dubai before? And are the pitches quite challenging for a medium pacer?
I had once last time back in 2020. I came here for women's IPL. I mean, women's T20 challenge. So back in 2020, and I had a bit experience to play Sharjah, not in Dubai International Stadium. So it's new for me as the others. So it's really tough a bit for medium pacer because it is pure true wicket to bat on.
Well, let's say one wicket I think so far. Let's hope for some more today. I guess the Tornadoes I think you're playing today. There are some terrific players there. Who are you particularly enjoying playing with, and then who are you particularly looking forward or have enjoyed playing against?
Well, I'm enjoying the company of Suzy Beers. Yeah, she's awesome skipper, along with very friendly and very helpful a player to whom you can share your experience. You can gather lots of knowledge, as she has a big experience from her background. So she's very good. And Danny Watt, I should mention Danny Watt's name. There's Chamar Yatapatu was there, so is here. So I love to play with each and everyone, and I really love to become a Falcons family. And against, I would say, every team is a tough team if you go for competition. So if you play well, that is your day. So
Well, and you've got Danny Wyatt in your team, so you of course will remember that you dismissed her in the World Cup. Do you take the opportunity to remind her of that now you're teammates?
Yeah, yeah, we had a discussion about it, a bit gossip that, yeah, I took her wicket, and yeah, she's doing well in this tournament, so I'm so happy for her that she can deliver what she really wanted to.
Good. Well, and also you playing in the tournament. I think for the Barmy Army you have is it Rumana Ahmad?
Yeah.
So I guess this gets onto one of the things we did want to sort of explore a little bit with you. With two players like yourselves from Bangladesh playing in the tournament, do you think this really does do something that helps to kind of inspire potential young up-and-coming players in Bangladesh to take up cricket?
Yes,
be interested.
Yes,
in
I do. Yeah, I do believe. Yeah, it's a huge thing for women's cricket back home in our country as well. That this is such kind of a big platform, this Fairbeck Invitational platform I'm talking about, and 35 nations together were taking part of this tournament, and. So especially if I say about Falcons, we have got 13 nations together. So it's a huge opportunity to share your knowledge, exchange your knowledge, and gather your experience a lot. And I hope I can get some experience, some knowledge from here to back home, and I can share with my family. I mean, team family, Bangladesh team family, and they will be. Gained something from us. And yes, we are very happy and proud, me and Rumana as well. And I hope that we have some quality players back home also. They can take part in future in this tournament. Yeah.
Who would be your tips then, up and coming in Bangladesh? Who should we be looking out for? Not necessarily in the team now, but in the future.
Yeah, in future there are so many. If I talk about Salma Khatun, Nigar Sultana Jyotish, Farjana Haq Pinky, Fahima Khatun, Nahida Akhtar. So there are so many international star, I would say, from Bangladesh who can take part of this tournament in future. Yeah.
Well,
and of course, Murshida Khatun, happy lefty batter. Yeah. So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Fairbreak Invitational Tournament, how you personally became involved. I mean, reading about it and following it as I have been, its mission is a really interesting one.
Yeah.
Creating opportunities to progress gender equality on a global scale, using cricket as a primary vehicle. And it's not just cricket. Cricket is a way to just inspire women and enable women across all kind of different walks of life. I mean, they talk about sport, health, business, media.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of quite a phenomenal thing. It's very exciting.
Yeah, true. It's really very exciting for me when I got the invitation from Miss Ellie Williams, and I thought, wow, what kind of this tournament is? And she said it's a kind of platform where gender equalation, and we are just looking for the, it's a kind of women empowerment. We are working on. So so I thought, okay, it's a very big one for the women, especially, not only specific to countries, it's about all around the world. So this is first time ever happened in Fairbreak Invitational that 35 countries taking part of. So it's huge for women's cricket, not only women's cricket, but I would say for the all women around the world. It's huge because if you involve 35 nations in one tournament, and you will get lots of players from here, and also their family, their relatives, and so many people involved. So it's huge, I feel.
Do you personally kind of feel a sense of what's the right word? Responsibility to inspire, because and I guess the other part of that question for me is are there particular challenges in Bangladesh that make it maybe even tougher to grow women's sport? Maybe take those two questions one at a time. What it means to you personally to be a role model. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm so happy to be a women's cricketer. I'm so proud of myself because I can represent my country, my Bangladesh, as a women's cricketer to the world. This is a huge thing for me. I'm so proud of it. And look, Bangladesh is a cricket crazy nation, and we got lots of support from Bangladesh Cricket Board and from the government as well. So and our government is a lady, woman. So we got lots of support from there, not for the women's cricket or the every sport. So
I wish ours was.
In our yeah, seriously, and as we got lots of support from our board, from the government, and I felt like I'm a free bird type of. There is no pressure, no problem, no struggling that much. But every people has a struggle on their back. So sometimes you do struggling and you have to go forward. There are so many barriers as well. So, but for me, I faced a little, not much, to reach this stage, and I feel like I can say I'm a professional cricketer, being a woman. So it is huge for me, and I would say people are thinking that yes, I am a role model for someone following me, some girl following me, some women, not only some girl, women, some boy can follow me, that how I do, how I act, how I what I gonna do about my work and all. So what I'm doing for my society and for my life. So it can be you can take anything from anyone, any positive things. So people are looking at you all the time. So but I'm feeling that I have to do well, I have to do something good for my country, for my nation, and for myself as well, that someone can follow me and take something good, something positive from me. So that's the thing I mean about role model. So I wanted to be a role model, and I feel like yes, I am a bit for someone may be following me.
Do you think we're all, any cricket fans are delighted it's cricket, but do you think if it hadn't have been cricket, you'd have found something else that would have still given you that opportunity? The way you're talking, I sense you probably would.
Well, I cannot find right word right now. So if you give me a clue, then I can talk about.
I was just thinking. You talked about being a role model, and I was just thinking that it's cricket, and cricket is enabling you to do that, which is fantastic. But had cricket not been there, I suspect you may have found something else. That's what I would.
Well.
Are we back on? We are indeed. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Guerrilla Cricket back for the final session of the fourth day of this second test, England versus New Zealand. I'm joined by Tony Bishop. Hello. And
back again.
Somewhere in the ether is Colin Suter, I think. Are you there, Colin?
Hello.
Good evening.
How is everyone?
We're very well. All the happier for seeing you, Colin. So we're just about back on any time, and New Zealand continuing to develop on their 14-run lead, 114 for 2, lead by 128.
I missed the last wicket. Was a good one or a gimme?
After Potts has delivered the first ball, which is outside off stump, and well left by Young. Well, Conway was sort of dispatching Leach all over the ground, got to his 50, and then top edge one to Bairstow, sort of a deepish square leg.
Very well judged catch, though.
Yeah, very good catch, actually.
Very well, could easily have dropped, but it didn't.
So, yeah, a bit of a strangle, really, but anyway. England won't complain about that, Colin.
Definitely not.
Potts in again. This one's right on off stump and defended by Young. Young 49 not out, a run away from a little landmark of his own.
Didn't he miss it in the first innings?
Yeah, I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
46
he got
47.
47.
Yeah.
After his 2 ones at Lords, he will be very
happier
grateful
with
if he
those,
can get
yeah.
past to 50.
Potts in again, quite a short run up, just jabbed into the offside, and they go through for a quick single. It's all quite simple. Far better done than Potts did with Folkes earlier on this morning.
Well, yeah, I sort of, I mean, I wasn't sure who called that.
I think Potts did.
Potts was it? I mean, he looked.
Yeah.
He adopted a pose that reminded me of Geoffrey Boycott having run out Derek Randall. Wasn't
Yes.
With his
Well, almost. I mean, I got the impression Potts was genuinely sorry.
Well, that's true. Yeah, whereas Boycott was probably just a spot of theatre.
But anyway, the
That was
New
well
Zealand
run in the
batsman,
end.
New Zealand batsman showing Potts how to take a quick single, and that's his 50 up.
That is
so
indeed.
Congratulations!
Thank you. You
Yep.
just reminded me that it's a little milestone, and we should celebrate it.
We should.
Long drawn out grinds and flashing cameos, quite accumulation that just grows and grows. Plucky or lucky, inducing reverie. These are a few types of half century.
Well done, Will. Yeah. So the fourth ball from Potts, bowled round the wicket to the left-handed Nichols. He's just past his off stump and he leaves it. He's in again now, and this one's closer to the stumps, middle stump, and clipped into the leg side. But there's a man in the middle of the field there, stopping it going anywhere near a boundary. Firmly clipped this one, isn't it?
Yeah, an interesting test for Potts, really, because after literally everything he touched turning to gold pretty much at Lords.
Joe Root was collapsed at first slip, thinking something was going to happen with that, but I have to say
Did he see something different?
Yeah, he hit that quite firmly, really. Anyway, Potts in again. This is outside off stump. He slashed away at it, and that is straight to the man at a deepish gully, and that is the end of Nichols for 3. Well caught by Lees, I believe.
I think after that dismissal, this would be appropriate.
Got him! Why did he do that?
Why did he do that?
Unbelievable!
Upish, it was too close to cut, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was sort of there too. It went like a traceable. It was well taken by Lees. Just head height. Good wicket for Potts.
Just what I was about to say, he hit it really well, to be honest.
Well, interesting also, just as I was literally saying, what a test this is for him after everything going his way at Lords. He's really having to grind out wicket, a wicket, and but he did it straight away next ball. Maybe I should keep saying that.
Yeah, keep.
But
Don't change something that works, Tony.
No, well,
I think
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
The fact as well that he's not seemed downbeat at any point whatsoever. He's bounding in with optimism every time he's coming out the ball, regardless of how flat the track is.
How old is he? Still, he's not 20 yet, is he?
Potts.
Yeah.
Good question.
That exuberance of youth he demonstrates. He'll learn
very
won't he?
shortly.
He'll learn. We'll beat that out very soon.